So what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today we are talking about MMA fighters that fight like video game characters, right? So fighters that have such a unique style to them that if you saw a silhouette of them sparring, of them shadow boxing, wrestling, grappling, whatever, you would know it's them and you could not mistake them for anyone else, right? So let's get right into it. Starting off strong, we got Yair Rodriguez. I mean, what can you say, man? This dude fights out of, like, straight out of the Matrix, bro. I mean, doing all this crazy roundhouse kicks, jumping, flying knees, everything. I mean, 360, no scope, rolling thunder kicks, whatever. This man has it all, and I feel like if anyone's gonna, nail that rolling thunder knockout, like rolling thunder kick knockout, it's gonna be Yair Rodriguez. Maybe a close second is gonna be Justin Gaethje, but I feel like he has more tools in the bag to get that kind of thing done. So Yair Rodriguez fights straight out of a fucking video game, and it's amazing. Next up, we have Trevor Peek. Now, Trevor Peek, I didn't say what video game he fights like. All right, he definitely fights like Bart Simpson in a Simpsons video game, that a fighting game that has not been released yet. All right, so this his Rolling Thunder kind of double hammer fist that screams Trevor Peek. That's very much Trevor Peek, and I feel like if we ever have a Simpsons fighting game, we definitely need to have him playing a character in there. So next up, we have Andreas Berg Gustafsson. Now, I know some of you may not have heard this guy. I was watching the Dana White's Contender Series one random Tuesday, so I'm going to act like a fake hardcore, like I, totally have been following this guy's fight career out of Sweden, for years, but, obviously joking. But, so this guy, Andreas Berg Gustafsson, uses a lot of clinching against the fence in his style. Now, I know that kind of thing is frowned upon, but wait, hear me out for a second. This guy really fights like he's stun locking people, like they're stuck against the cage. And when he throws strikes, he does not throw these little baby hammer fists, these baby little elbows. No, he swings for the fucking bleachers with right hooks. He swings for the fences with knees and elbows. It's vicious. He got a crazy, just brutal knockout on Dana White Contender Series. He's fighting next on May 31st, Blanchfield versus who cares? I'm this he's hyping. He's gonna be my main event for that card. Blanchfield versus whoever she's fighting. Yeah, but this guy really does fight like a video game character. Like if stun lock, like he's just abusing stun lock and just charging up his meter with every shot. Like it's not fair. This guy fights like a fucking savage, and I can't wait to see him fight again. That knockout was crazy brutal. Next up, we have our boy Dominick Cruz, the Dominator. Now, I feel like Dominick Cruz fights like I would imagine a speedster fights, like a Flash, a Sonic, whatever, where you just zip it all around you in a circle, and then a punch comes out of nowhere, and a kick comes out of nowhere, and you're stumbling around, and you're falling into each kick and whatever. Like he's punches you and smiles at you in slow motion and zips all around. Like it feels like it's embarrassing to fight him and have him just destroy your legs and you just can't even touch him. It's got to be super annoying. You got to clinch him. You got to put him down to the ground. You got to take him down. And happy retirement to him. But Dominick Cruz definitely fights like the way I would imagine like the Flash fights or Quicksilver fights, something like that. So next up, we have our boy Chase the Dream Hooper. Now, in look and in style, he reminds me so much of Reed Richards from Fantastic Four. And definitely once he starts getting, gray hairs a little bit in his little fro, he's definitely going to look exactly like this man. He reminds me of Reed Richards in the way that he will, probably use like his bendy ass lower half to wrap you up and then just start spamming punches, while you're defenseless. That's what Chase Hooper reminds me of, except he does not ground and pound too much. But once he starts, man, he's going to be fucking unstoppable. So Chase Hooper, definitely with his elastic, no bones in his body kind of style, definitely reminds me of a Reed Richards, maybe a Plastic Man kind of fighter. So next up, we have Israel Adesanya. Now, definitely his style is very flashy. It's very like elusive. It's very pretty. But I'm more so putting him on this list for the emotes, for the Fortnite dances, all that shit. For the walkouts. That's what he reminds me of as a fighter, as a video game character. Blending all different styles, but definitely popping emotes. Doing the Michael Jackson footwork in the middle of the cage. That's why he reminds me of a video game character. And also the footwork and, actually being technically very good. I really hope to see him come back really soon. It would break my heart if we did not if we like I just don't want to see him get knocked out again. Like I don't mind if he like loses again. I don't want to see him get finished again. And at the very least, like if he's gonna end on a loss, if he ends on like a good striking battle, just didn't have enough left, I could live with that. I can't live with them getting finished and having like a Tony Ferguson level decline. That would break my fucking heart. So last and definitely not least, we have Anthony Lionheart Smith. He definitely fights like a video game character, but this is the controller you're working with, right? Lionheart Smith reminds me of when me and my brother, we couldn't go out and get batteries for our Xbox controller, so you would just kind of swap batteries, right? And you'd have ones that were like already totally dead, but you could pop them in there for a little bit, and they would work for a little bit, and then they would die in the middle of the game and shit, and then you have to try to like swap them with the other battery pack, and and then it would work for a minute, and then they would die, and then you would swap them back. That's how this man fights. That's what this man reminds me of, where like it's like he's in there, he's doing good, boop boop, low battery pops up, but we don't swap out the batteries. We don't charge it. It's like we're trying to charge it, but it's on a wire connection. So we're just kind of fucked. We're just kind of fucked. So I think that's going to wrap it up for our video today. If you stayed to the end of this video, I want to thank you personally, parasocially, of course. And leave your suggestions in the comments about what other videos you'd like to see. Drop a like, and if this kind of things tickles your pickle, then subscribe for more, because there's going to be more real soon, real fast. Have a good one, guys.